Hello, welcome to video number 2. My name is Rahul and you're watching Ramsy Marketing. So today I want to answer a question. Where does marketing start? Marketing कहाँ से शुरू होती है? And I mean not in your business कि तुम सबसे पहली चीज़ क्या करते हो मार्केटिंग में. मैं उस चीज़ की नहीं बात कर रहा हूँ. मैं बात कर रहा हूँ कि जब मैं कोई ऐड देखता हूँ या जब मैं कोई प्रोडक्ट देखता हूँ, जब मैं किसी चीज़ के बारे में सुनता हूँ, तब क्या होता है मेरे दिमाग में. What changes? What is happening in my brain that makes me want to buy this product, that motivates me to buy something? Okay, so in technical language this is called phenomenology. I'm going to explain how, right? So let's start the video and please watch the video through the entire video till the end, right? Because if you're a marketer, if you're a business person, if you have your own business or startup, this video will probably teach you some lessons and teach you some interesting insights about human behavior and about our mind that I don't think you're going to get anywhere. You will have to read a lot of books, you'll have to go through a lot of content, and you'll probably have to spend years in learning this. So do not worry about that. I got you. Just subscribe the video, like the video, and let's start. So let's start at this point. What is phenomenology? Phenomenology is the quality of human experience, right? The opposite of phenomenology is objective reality. So हम phenomenology को subjective reality भी बोल सकते हैं. But subjective reality is going to be a little bit of a reduction. So right now let's not use the word subjective reality. Let's use phenomenology. And जैसे जैसे हम वीडियो में आगे बढ़ेंगे, you'll get a better idea of what I'm talking about. Okay, but please make sure that you are listening to this entire video very carefully. This is where all marketing starts. This is very, very important for sales, marketing, advertising, right? Starting a business, selling a product, selling a service, etc. Okay, so the first thing I want to tell you is the difference between a subjective experience and objective reality, right? Subjective experience is like marketing. Okay, objective reality is like accounts and finance. Objective reality is like making a building, making a bridge. Subjective marketing is improving the experience of that thing in my head. Okay, and these two are very different, and in this video you will learn why objective marketing or objectivity, right, or logic, pure reason is not that important when it comes to marketing, when it comes to advertising, sales. It's not that very important as much as subjective reality is, as much as the human experience, right, our consciousness and phenomenology, understanding of phenomenology is. So we don't live, think and act according to objective reality. Okay, we live according to our subjective reality. For example, there is no purple color in the universe. It's just our brain, interpreting and misfiring information that makes us believe that something like purple exists. There is nothing scary about heights. There is nothing objectively scary about a place which is very high. But when you go there, and if you are, let's say you are scared of heights, right? You will only feel the fear जब तुम, when you are standing on the roof or on the cliff. Like if you are very high, like let's say you go to a hill station, right, and you are 3000 meters above the sea level. It does not mean that you are scared of where you are. Even if you are 3 kilometers above the normal ground level, the sea level, you're not going to be that scared of that place. Unless and until you go near that cliff, then the fear is going to kick in. So what about the cliff? What is the meaning behind this? Like, what does this mean? Why do we feel fear when we go near the cliff, right? Why don't I, like, जब मैं एक tall building को देखता हूँ, right? Let's say if I look at a 50-story building, 150 meters high. Why am I not scared? I'm not scared of that. But let's say if a bird is sitting on, or if a bird or something is kept 150 meters high on a 50-story building, I don't feel scared, right? If I'm standing on the ground and if I see a person, who's working on, let's say, the wires, let's say the antenna, 150 meters high on the top floor, on the 50th floor, then also I don't get scared. But when I look at their perspective, you guys must have seen these videos, right? People who are doing parkour, people who do like sky climbing, that they climb very high buildings, they climb very dangerous areas. So they jump from one building to another building, right? Very high buildings, and the chances of mistake are very low, right? If you slip even 1 inch, you're gonna be dead. So you must have seen these videos on the internet. When you see that, you feel scared, but when you see the same thing from the ground, you don't feel as scared. But when you see it from their perspective, you feel scared. The same thing happens when you're looking at a very high cliff, you don't feel scared, but when you go there, you feel scared, right? You might be standing on a like let's say 3-story building, which is not very high, like 2-story or 3-story building. But if you actually like go to the boundary and look at the ground, you would notice that your experience makes the ground seem a little bit further away than it actually is, right? This is something important, this is something amazing that we used to do in bachpan mein hum, like we were playful, we used to play cricket, we used to like run around a lot, we used to jump from like high places. So there was a tree, right? And to prove the macho-ness, all the boys used to climb up the tree and jump from that. They were not jumping on concrete, they were jumping on a like grass field. So nobody was ever scared, nobody was ever hurt. जमीन से देखने में ना वो ट्री बहुत ज़्यादा ऊपर नहीं लगता था, ऐसा लगता था कि यार दिस इज नॉट वेरी हाई, दिस इज लाइक एज हाई एज अ रूम, लेट्स से, राइट? Maybe 3-4 meters high, it's not that high. But when you actually go on the top of the tree, actually go and sit on the branch from where you have to jump, तब ऐसा लगता था कि यार ये बहुत ऊंचा है, ये तो नहीं हो पाएगा मेरे से, मैं तो नहीं कूद पाऊंगा यहाँ पे. Again, our perception changes reality, objective reality, into something else. So another example, like the belief that earth is flat and the universe was made in 7 days, it's a very common religious belief. This happens, this is a Christian belief, this is a very common Christian belief. So the earth is flat and the universe was made in 7 days, although wrong, would be very useful historically, right? Because for all intents and purposes, thinking that the earth is flat does the job. Like you do not have to like understand or the objective reality of earth for you to walk, for you to carry your day-to-day activities, right? For you to ride a cycle, for you to ride a horse, for you to do your agriculture. You don't have to worry if the earth is flat or like like we still say the same things, we still talk like that, we still say that the sun is rising up or the sun is setting down, right? Or the moon is moving across the sky. We still say that, this is the way we still talk, right? जो कि objectively wrong है. We should not be talking like this, because we all know very well that sun is not actually moving from a place, like it's not actually revolving around the. So what we should be saying, like अगर हम सुबह में एक sunrise देख रहे हैं, so when we look at the sunrise, we should actually go like what, now the earth is kind of revolving around the sun and this will make the sun look up here. That is going to be more accurate thing, right? But for our day-to-day purposes, for our intents, for all intents and purposes, it does not matter. The objective reality does not matter. You can say the sun is high, but the sun is never high or low. The sun is actually at one place. We are moving around the sun, right? We are moving around the sun. We are rotating on our axis. Like earth is doing all the shit. But again, objective reality and functional reality, subjective reality, are two different things. We are not all rational. We are mostly driven by autopilot responses, biases, and emotions that we do not fully understand. Okay, I'll give you another example. Ancient people believed that objects have intentions. Like a rock wants to come down to earth because rock a piece of rock or stone, belongs with the earth. But it's not actually true, right? The rock does not have any intention. Right? It does not want to come down. Right? Actually, gravity is pulling it. But again, for our day-to-day life, for our day-to-day all intents and purposes, it does not matter. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है कि if gravity is pulling the rock down or the rock wants to go down. All that matters is if the rock falls on my leg, it's going to be very painful. I'm going to feel very bad. That's it. So, like I can give you a lot of examples like this, but I think you must have gotten the point. Like subjective reality and objective reality are two very different things. And for a human being to take an action, right? For a human being to decide something, for a human being to buy something, for a human being to subscribe to the YouTube channel or sell, buy a product or service, buy a car, buy a house, fall in love with somebody, the objective reality does not really matter. What matters is subjective reality. But this is something that is happening in marketing and advertising around the world, is we are moving away from subjective reality, from subjectivity, right, from phenomenology. We are moving away from that. We are moving away from human experience, and we are treating every consumer as as a consumer persona. Like, okay, this is a completely logical, rational person who has all the information required to make the decision, who has all the time to go through all the pieces of information to make a decision, which is never the case. Sorry, 1 minute. Yeah. So making videos after a long time, you forget how to speak for like 5, 10, 15 minutes straight. Okay. So human beings are not rational. Human beings are emotional. Human beings are very irrational. Like we do a lot of things that hurt us. We do a lot of things that don't make sense. Like very irrational things, right? Your consumers, all consumers in the world, all consumers, whether they are B2B consumers, B2C consumers, whether they are buying a private jet or whether like a group of very, for example, even your country, like even all the high leaders of your country are very rational and very emotional, right? Like literally there was a inauguration of a new building in I think in Karnataka, and I think they poured some like cow piss on the building, thinking that this is going to purify the building, like cow piss, right? The cow urine they just put there. Understand, these people are leaders. These people are supposed to be the most rational leaders, most logical, most intelligent, wise leaders in your country who are doing these things. So the bottom line is nobody is rational, nobody is logical. They can be logical when you really force them to be, right? For example, if I ask you what is 17 into 21, you can do the math, right? Like you might feel lazy right now, but you can actually do the math. So you can be logical, you can be 100% logical. Like, right, if I ask you smoking cigarettes is a net positive or net negative for you, so you can answer, right? If I ask you, like, right now this is Saturday, should you not be talking to your friends, family, like cleaning your room so that like you can have a good day today and your room can be clean? Yeah, you know that if you have a week off, if you have a weekday, like some weekend, when you have a day off, you should be cleaning all your room. You should be like trying to like see everything if it's okay or not. But what are you going to do? You're going to sleep late, you're going to watch a movie, you're going to go out in the evening with your friends, you're going to party, maybe you're going to have a drink, right? You're not going to really do the work unless and until things get very bad, unless and until your room starts to really look messy. You're not going to do the work, right? So again, we all have the capacity to be logical. Like some people obviously more, some people less. Actually, like intelligence do vary from person to person. Some people do have the higher capacity to be logical and rational. Some people have lower capacity, but in fact all human beings can be logical, can be rational. if they want to. The difference is intelligent people can be logical fast. They can make complex decisions fast. And people who we call traditionally dumb or stupid, they will make that decision slow. That's it. It does not mean that they will never be able to make that decision, right? They can make the decision, it's just they are going to be a little bit slower than the intelligent people. So this is actually all the difference. This is I'm digressing a little bit, but this is important. Just this is a fun fact, so I thought I would tell you. This is all the difference between a person who has high IQ and a person who has low IQ. A person who has low IQ would take longer time to solve a complex problem than a person with a high IQ. Also, a person with a high IQ can work on multiple complex problems or can keep multiple complex problems and tasks in their head, but a low IQ person cannot keep as many tasks or processes in their head open. That's it. So, coming back to the point, the role of reason, science, and logic is to figure out what is, right? What is this? What is the world made up of? What is the reality made up of? Right? What is water made up of? How something happens, right? Why, if I mix two chemicals, why do they react, right? Why is this piece of iron, being attracted to a magnet? This is the job, right? Why, if I, put fire in kerosene or petrol, why does it burn? So this is the question. This is the job of science, logic, and pure reason. Like why something happens, right? Why, why, like if I'm moving a magnet across some copper wires, why is it creating electricity, right? Why is this happening? So science reason focuses on what is objective reality. Reality किस चीज से बनी है, reality का मतलब क्या है, right? The role of phenomenology, the role of like advertising, marketing, sales, even you can say music, art, movies, books, philosophy, poetry, stories, is not to describe the objective reality. It's to tell us how to act in that reality, right? So for example, take religious books. Religious books don't accurately, the role of religious book or the function of religious books is not to accurately define reality, right? But because almost if they start defining reality, almost the entire religious book is going to be wrong. So it's not to define reality, it's to tell us a story of how to act in the world, right? Like for example, in Hindu mythology, when we hear the story of Ramayana, like as Ram as the hero, as Ram as the lead character, right? So what we learn is not the objective reality of how many states were in India at that time, what was the strength of Ram's army, like how much money objectively was, in the kingdom, what kind of weapons did they develop and what technology did. No, we don't give a fuck about that, right? When we are when we are hearing the story of Ramayana, we don't give a fuck about that. What we care about is basically the story, right? The journey of Ram, like the subjective experience that Ram has to go through, right? Ram was supposed to be the king, but he actually got thrown into exile. He got thrown into Vanvas for 14 years. Now, according to Ram, you can put yourself in the perspective in the shoes of Ram, and you'll be like, wow, that's sad. A lot of people won't be able to do that, but Ram was able to do that. So, what does it mean? What does it teach us, right? Again, Ram was a very upstanding citizen, very good son, very good brother, very good friend, very good husband, all of this. So it teaches us to act. It teaches us a moral, like it gives us a moral, right? So the role of reason is to understand reality. The role of phenomenology is to understand experience, human experience, subjective reality. Oh my god, something is wrong with me totally. Yeah. Your brain is not made to experience subjective reality. Your brain is made to survive. The basic job of your brain is to keep you alive for long enough so that you reproduce and the species goes on, right? So subjectivity consciously or unconsciously asks, what's the meaning behind things, right? Phenomenology is a complex word. So now what we're going to do is, instead of phenomenology, since now we have talked a little bit about phenomenology, we are going to take that and we are going to put that in a new word, right? Now instead of phenomenology, we are going to say subjective reality, right? What's happening in your experience, what's happening in your mind, right? Subjectivity consciously or unconsciously asks, what is the meaning behind things? Like you're watching this video right now, but what is the meaning behind this? Why are you watching this such a long video? This video is not very well edited. You know, the script that I have written might not be very amazing, not be very fun. This is very factual, information heavy video that is forcing you to think a lot. That this is not a very enjoyable video, right? This video has a lot of dense information in it, and I am forcing you to think and look from different perspectives. So why are you watching this video? Why are you not doing anything else? Why are you not eating some good food? Why are you not watching a movie? Why are you not out there, chilling with your friends? Because what does this mean if you're watching this video? So you think that if you're watching this video, then you think that what I have to say is maybe valuable, maybe informative. You will be able to learn something, or you might follow me from my previous YouTube channel and you might think that I am, like I am smart, or I have something valuable to say, or you might like my personality, you might like my journey, you might be a little bit inspired from me, or you might be just curious, like what the hell does this guy has to say? Like, why is he making like a 22, 30, 40 minutes video? Like what the hell is up with him? So there is something in it, right? Or maybe the title attracted you a lot, maybe the thumbnail was attractive, so you were like, no, I want to watch this video till the end. Or maybe when I said in the initial, and like when I started this video, I told you that watch this video to the end, because you're going to learn something that will totally blow your mind, right? Maybe to know that secret knowledge, to understand what I'm going to share with you, you're watching this video patiently, right? But you are applying willpower, you are applying mental effort in being in this video and watching this video. So this means that this video might help you in your life, this video might teach you something new, this video might cater to the desire for curiosity, the drive for curiosity. Everybody is curious. You might just want to know, like, what the hell is this guy going to talk about? Okay, so subjectivity asks, what's the meaning behind things? Okay, so again, notice the word meaning or meaningful. When we say meaningful, what do we mean? Is something which is full of meaning. But again, meaning is not a like object like a water or beer or rice that you can fill a bag with, right? Meaning is not something like that. Meaning is very objective, abstract thing. So when we say that something is meaningful, full of meaning, it means that it gives us a lot of insight. It gives us a lot of, it teaches us new ways to act or new ways to think, right? It kind of expands our horizon, right? So that's what we mean when we say that something is meaningful. Now notice how deeply marketing is related to this. Imagine a really old town, okay? Just imagine right now, this is a thought experiment. Imagine a really old town hundreds of years ago. There are two shops that sell fruits. They're both selling mangoes, okay? You go to buy one mango. One shopkeeper says, sir, buy these 3 mangoes. They are going to cost you 10 bucks. Another says, sir, buy these 3 mangoes. They are going to cost you 10 bucks. And these mangoes are the king's favorite mango, right? Okay. These are the king's favorite mangoes. Now stop. Notice objectively both mangoes are the same. Both are mangoes, right? But a phenomena, an event, right? What was the event? The event was the shopkeeper saying that line. that these mangoes, my mangoes are the king's favorite mango. The king really likes these mangoes. So that changes everything in your head. The way you view this mango now is completely different. Objectively, both mangoes are still the same. They might still come from the same field, from the same village, from the same town, from the same farmer. There might be no, like objective difference in this mango and that mango. Another thing to notice is like, just because the king really likes these mangoes, it does not mean that these mangoes are objectively more tastier than any other mango, because the taste of a king is not a fruit expert, right? Like, having a preference does not mean that like king having a preference does not mean that something is objectively better, right? He is not the authority on how mango should taste. So his opinion on whether these mangoes are good or whether these are my favorite mangoes or not also should not have made any difference in your head, but it did, right? So you forgot about the normal mangoes and now you want to buy king's mangoes. Why? It might be costly, but the shopkeeper also simply might be lying, right? Because he has something to gain from this lie. But most people will still buy the mangoes that are the favorite of the king, right? King's favorite mangoes. The information presented to you, the phenomena or the event or the information presented to you, king's favorite changed everything. What does king's favorite mean objectively and subjectively? Objectively, I told you it does not mean shit, right? Like if the king likes a certain species or certain color of horses, it does not mean that those color of horses are the best horses in the entire world. No, the king might be wrong, and you know very well that the king is not an expert on fruits or horses. So, what does this mean? It means pride for yourself. It means that you can brag about it in front of your friends that you bought the king's favorite mangoes. It means when you tell this information to your family, when you're giving them these mangoes, everyone will be so happy and inspired. It means indirectly through the mango that I am living like a king, because there is one similarity between us is we both like this mango. So what this mango does, it creates a imaginary association between the king and me, right? This is a very popular advertising and promotion strategy, right? Like Hrithik Roshan promoting a fitness brand, or Amitabh Bachchan promoting a bank, right? When you think about Hrithik Roshan or Akshay Kumar, you automatically think of a very fit, sportsy, strong, like charismatic person. When you think of Amitabh Bachchan, you think like legacy. He has been for a long time, experience, trustworthiness, because Amitabh Bachchan has always maintained his brand. So like when a bank hires Amitabh Bachchan to be kind of an ambassador, right, or to promote the brand on the internet or on the TV, they understand very well what they're doing, right? They understand very well what kind of characteristics they want to combine with the band. And when a gym hires somebody like Tiger Shroff or Hrithik Roshan or Akshay Kumar for their advertisement and promotion, they know what they're doing, right? Amitabh Bachchan and Tiger Shroff, they both are actually actors, just actors. Akshay Kumar and Amitabh Bachchan, they are also both actors. They have been in the industry for a long time. Both are reliable. Both have done very good work, right? Both have a very good reputation worldwide, right? But in your mind, these two characters are very different. In your somebody who is an Indian, somebody who watches movies, Bollywood movies, in your mind, these two are very different. Okay. So this is how subjectivity, phenomenology, changes the meaning and the value of things in our head. Two products might exactly be the same, like two mangoes, but the information that we present about one product, right, the way we frame the product, the way we place the product, the context in which we place the product. Like if you put the same product, if you take the same mangoes and you put it in, let's say, a very high tech mall, the price of mangoes are going to go like at least one at least 50% higher. They might still be the same mangoes, but people are still going to buy that. Okay. So this information is what marketing is all about. Okay, this information is everything that marketing is all about. So if you are placing a product, let's say you have a hair care brand, or you make healthy cookies for your, this is your business, you make healthy cookies, or you make clothes, or you make hair care brands, right? So you forget about online marketing right now. You are going to place your products uh, on the shelf of local supermarkets, malls, big brands like Big Bazaar and other brands. You're going to place your products on these places. Now the placement really matters. What is written and how your product is being shown really matters. It can be possible that your product does not attract anybody's attention, right? Or it can be possible that your product attracts somebody's attention, but in a negative way, right? It repulses, like it, like makes somebody go like, I don't want to buy this product, right? So the product might be good. A lot of products, are good, but they're marketed in a very bad way. So this is where everything starts. Phenomenology, subjective reality. And the job of marketing and advertising and sales is to enhance the subjective reality, enhance the conscious experience of the consumer about your product. This is where all marketing starts, right? This is where all marketing starts. So just one last thing that I want you to understand. This is important because we are going to continue talking about this tomorrow in the next video. So it's going to be a series of a lot of videos, right? So 100 days, 100 videos. There are going to be 100 next videos. So there are going to be 98 more videos that are going to come after this. So this is what I want you to understand. Objective reality is almost irrelevant unless and until you can match it up with subjective reality. In business, sales, marketing, advertising, we make certain information about the product salient, right? We highlight certain aspects and qualities, the stories about the product and service, the narrative. We make it stand out, like outstanding. Understand the word outstanding, right? What is outstanding? When something stands out of the normal, right? Outstanding. So it appeals to the consumer's subjective reality, not to the objective reality. You do not have to have the best. You just have to have a product that does the job. That's it. You do not have to have the best product in the world, right? What matters in sales marketing is changing the perception, is understanding how the product is perceived, what is the experience when the first time the consumer sees the product, right? So you have to appeal to subjective reality. Consumer subjectivity or subjective reality is extremely tightly tied up with values and threats, right? Value is information about the world that we are attracted to. Let's say that you're walking down the road and you see a bar or a coffee shop where a lot of good looking people are having fun. So you might be in any kind of mood. You are naturally going to be attracted towards that place, because when you do not have a goal, like a goal oriented attraction is different and a general attraction is different. When I am walking down my street, on like I'm just walking from point A to point B because I have to reach from point A to point B, understand that I do not have a goal. I just want to walk. That's it. So in this way, my values are going to be different. But if I am going to the gym, or if I am going to buy a shirt, right, my attention is automatically going to go on a lot of showrooms around in my area or on the street, and I'm automatically going to scan the amount of discounts that they have, like what new collections that they have, are they giving some offers or not, what kind of shirts I want to buy. But when I don't have any desire, when I don't have any goal, right, this is very important to understand, both in offline marketing also and in online marketing. When I don't have a goal, then how do you attract my attention? Because most consumers don't have a goal most of the time. They're not living very intentionally, right? Yeah, they might be living intentionally when they have a date. So they wake up in the morning, they know what they want to do, that day. They want to go on a date, and they're going to dress well, they're going to like perfume and all, and on the way their attention is going to be automatically attracted towards those things, right? Towards things like cafes, towards things like bars, like where can I go, towards things like like what can I do, how can I impress my day, etc. But most consumers do not have an intention. For example, when you're scrolling social media, Instagram, or when you're just browsing on YouTube, you do not have any intention. You're not thinking, okay, this is the exact reason why I'm browsing YouTube, and this is the exact reason why I'm browsing social media. And when I find this reason, when I complete my purpose, my goal, then I'm going to close social media and I'm going to go to sleep, or I'm going to do something else. No, you're just browsing, right? But when I search something on Google, for example, if I search something like, you know, the best cafes in my area, then everything that is listed down below has to be different. Then I'm scanning for something else. So how am I looking for value and threat? How, where my attention goes going, right? When I have an intention, when I have a like very clear intention of what I want to do, then my attention is going to be diverted towards different places. But when I do not have any intention, when I'm generally just roaming or browsing or just existing, then my attention is going to be diverted towards completely different things, right? So again, meaning of things change, value changes, right? When you are hungry, a box of cake is very valuable, is very meaningful, right? Or when you're going through a breakup, a song that reminds, or like you have gone through a breakup, or if you're in love, a song that reminds you of the good times of your relationship is very meaningful. But when you're in the gym, that same song, like you don't enjoy that song because the context is different, right? That song does not have the same value or the meaning for you at that time, because now you want to listen to something motivational, something upbeat, something uplifting. So in the next video, what we're going to do is we are going to understand what value is. Value is information about the world that we are attracted to. Threat is information about the world that we want to run away from, right? It's information. Understand, it's information. There is no objective value. There is nothing on this world that is objectively valuable. Okay, there is nothing in the universe that is objectively valuable. Everything, as far as the universe is concerned, everything has exactly the same value. Okay, everything has exactly the same meaning, right? A small planet like Pluto has the same amount of meaning and importance as a big planet like Jupiter, right? So in the eyes of the universe, everything is same. Everything is, in the eyes of objective reality, everything is equal, everything is same. But in our eyes, in the eyes of human being, in the mind of a human being, things are very different. Things don't work that way. So both value and threat command our attention. And attention is a very big thing in marketing, sales, and advertising, right? If you call somebody, right, for example, people call me all the time. If you cannot have my attention in the first, first minute, you are not going to sell me anything. I am going to find reasons to hang up the call, even if you have the best pitch coming, even if you have the best product, even if you're going to, even if you're giving me 10 lakh rupees upfront. If you have not created value on the cold call, on the pitch, I am not going to listen to you. Even if I listen to you, I'm simply not going to believe you. I'm not going to have any emotional reaction. I'm not going to trust you. I'm not going to like you, and I'm not going to do business with you. I'm not going to buy things from you, right? So meaning tells us something. Meaning tells us whether something is valuable or something is a value or a threat. Value and threat will help us guide our attention. They tell us what to look at. Right? They tell us what to look at, what to stay away from, how to act in the world. That is the goal of value and threat. That's what they do, right? In the next video, we'll talk more about attention and value, which is going to be directly and indirectly related to modern marketing, advertising, social media, sales, building a business, building a brand, starting a startup, getting customers to do X, getting customers to do Y, or anything. So there's going to be very in-depth, very valuable, very insightful, very informative video series. If you want to learn more about the way human mind works, if you want to understand how can you change, how can you influence the human brain or the human being or your consumer to take action, okay, the better your sales marketing team is going to be, the better your branding is going to be, the better your products are going to be. Right? Because here is something that I have written, which is all sales marketing and advertisement activities and efforts are done to influence and induce desired customer behavior, right? All marketing, sales activities, promotions, advertisements, everything that you're doing is to influence the behavior of the customer, right? Influence their attention, influence their desire, influence their interest, and cause them to give you money for your product, right? And this entire video series is going to teach you about influence, about persuasion, about the consumer mind, about the consumer psychology, the behavioral. This is, you can call this is called in the world of marketing as neuromarketing. You can call this neuromarketing, you can call this psychological marketing, you can call this behavioral marketing, you can call it whatever you want to, but this is going to be the essence. So subscribe and like the video. Follow me on Instagram. You can join the Telegram group. It's free, and you can ask me questions. If you have a brand, if you're a marketer, you can have discussions in the Telegram group. So all the links are going to be in the description below. Check them out, and thank you so much for making it through such a long video. It's 41 minutes, so congratulations. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.